Julian, what did you make of them opening 45 minutes?
Yeah, comfortable. It was surprising the approach Wolves took, quite laid back and not really kind of the high intensity we've come accustomed to seeing, but Man City dominating from the start to the halfway point, and again, well-deserved 2-0 lead.
Felt a little bit, and I know we touched upon it when we were watching the game, but actually that City just seemed to have literally picked up where they left off. It kind of felt a bit similar after the restart as well at the back end of last season, that we just seem to carry on in the same vein, Sean, that we know how to play.
And it's great to see, and that's why I said when we were speaking, it's just like one big long season to them. Nothing much changes, and today, thankfully, when we've had the chances, we've taken them, and now knowing City, we'll go out and try and get more.
Jolien, we've seen players since the Premier League restarted again saying we've not had much time for a pre-season. We've got through in Europe and we've not had time to come together. We've had a week together, the new players to adapt. But we're seeing here with Manchester City, they're just relentless. And is that testament to Pep, to the tactics, to the players themselves? Who's like does that fall to?
I think it's no one person, but it's all of them things that you've mentioned. But if you think about the squad that we have, if you go back to the restart, everyone was trying to arrange games, and we had in-house games because the squad we have as a collect is two great teams. Yeah. So you could feel two immaculate teams to play in the Premier League, and obviously having that kind of on your hand, then you can obviously do that in-house. You don't need to go out there and showcase what you want to do and how you want to play. You can just do it on the training ground and get a better understanding of what you want your team to look like.
Well, we really are reaping the benefits of that. With, of course, 2 goals to talk about. The first one came from a penalty shout where it was De Bruyne that went over. Penalty for you, Sean?
Yeah, most definitely. I think me and Jolien were talking about the defender. He didn't need to go down. Like he's got to stay on his feet there. But Kevin saw the tackle come in and moved the ball away and won us the penalty.
Jolien, you've got a player of Kevin De Bruyne's calibre running at you. You know how tricky he is. You know how skillful he is. It's probably easy to get a bit heated and just dive in.
Yeah, I understand why he did it, because Kevin De Bruyne tends to make the right decisions, and if he doesn't slide, he puts that cross in. But the ability that Sean's mentioning is that he's read the situation as late as possible, seen the defender slide, and then he's gone over his legs. But what I would say as a defender, he slid to kind of tackle the ball. If he just slides straight to block the cross, then Kevin De Bruyne doesn't run into him. You know what I mean? And you still prevent the cross. So I think that was the kind of technical part that he would have adapted then looking at that again.
I guess unless you know that you've timed it to perfection in the box, you're probably always best sliding then to be sliding for a block rather than a tackle.
That's the thing. You can't... To slide tackle is hard. That's an art and a skill in itself. So most people can slide block like a cross or a shot. So that would have been my approach to that scenario there.
On to the second goal then, and Kyle, you did call it. I think Phil must get a sixth sense when you're in the studio, Jolien.
That's my guy.
Like Phil.
Every time we've been together, we've said that he makes it look so easy, but it's actually, he makes it look easy, Sean, but he's the one that has just got that natural ability to find space and to know where the ball is going, and he can just simply put these balls in the back of the net. And I guess that's because working with Raheem Sterling, working with Kevin De Bruyne, working with everyone day in, day out, they are on the same page and they just know where everyone's going to be.
It's exactly that. I think when you play with somebody for so long, they know he comes in and they know he always ends up around the penalty spot, or depending on where the cross situation is, they know he's going to go in at the back post or carry on his run. And I think they've learned each other so well, and that's why I go back to the formation change. Like in the system we're playing, they just know every little detail about it, and I think you can see it when they play.
Last season we were talking about David Silva and obviously who's going to fill those small shoes, but the equally massive one at the same times, and the shirt that he does and the position he plays. And Phil Foden, everyone's talked about him, Jolien, being that person. So this is a big season for him, isn't it?
Yeah, it's massive for Phil. I think every season will be big for him due to the comparisons that we're saying with David Silva and the kind of 10 years and dominance he had for the club. So whenever Phil plays, it's going to be compared to that. The stature, the left foot, the kind of, obviously, the similarities in their game. But arguably, this means more to Phil because he's a Man City fan, you know what I mean? And Sean touched on it there. What people wouldn't appreciate is his intelligence. Like, we can see his ability, we can see his work rate, but his football intelligence is second to none. Like, he'd be up there right with the best in the squad. And obviously, they do the patterns, and Phil's not there by accident. He knows where he should be when the ball goes in behind and Raheem's running onto it, and he's there, and Raheem has the capabilities to pick him out.
Playing dumb here, because you always hear about football intelligence, but what does that actually mean? Because, I mean, there's a lot that comes into that, I'm guessing.
It means making the right decisions at the right time with the abilities that you have and knowing the capabilities of your teammates.
As well, okay.
So it's not just like, because we all can look at Kevin De Bruyne and say, what a pass, go down the park and try and make that pass. But that's not appreciating what he has and what we don't have.
Yes.
Like,
and
that's
why he's able to do it.
Why he's able to do that. And that's the kind of decision making you see. I say to my kids, friends, and they all look at it and say, why has he done that? Why has he not done this? I'm saying, no, you don't get to choose what he does. There's a reason why they can do them things, and it's appreciation and understanding what he can do.
Can you train that? Or have you just got that, do you think, Sean?
I think for some players, they would naturally just have that. But I think there is a way to learn it. I think over repetition and like training hard and taking on board what the manager's telling you tactically and being able to relay it onto the pitch after a time, you'll become used to knowing where you're supposed to be, what sort of balls you're going to play, and depending on the situation. And some people it will stay and some people it will go. So I think it is trainable.
Also, moving on to some other chances, because the second half doesn't loom. I want to start with that Rodri one at the end. Was that a shot or a cross, do you think, Sean?
100% a shot for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Agreed, Jolie.
Same, yeah. I think if you look at his reaction, as soon as he's left his foot and he's gone wide, he realises that was close. So, yeah, it's a shot for me.
It's one of those where, for me and Kel, we were looking at it going, was it not? But you guys, you've
That's
been
the
on
football
pitch,
intelligence that we're talking about.
IQ.
That's why.
All at eye level. Kyle, right there. And on that note, looking to the back, the other end of the pitch then, it feels like City haven't had that much to do, Jolie. I think, we've kind of controlled possession. But,
Which is nice to say, but never great to kind of going into a half. 2-0's an awkward scoreline at best of times, and there's a chance there from Jimenez there late on where Stones potentially could be a little bit closer, but yeah, hopefully he's realised that, and now it kind of just restarts and reignites the concentration levels, and no opportunities come from that now.
Now, last season we saw the battle of Mendy and Traore, and we saw that Traore came out on top a couple of times last season, but here we are again, Sean. Today they're going at it, and Mendy did pick up a yellow card going head-to-head, but he seems up for the challenge.
Other than the yellow card, I think he's defended him excellently. He's been quiet. I've not really seen much of him. He hasn't gone on any mazy runs. He hasn't created hardly anything. So for me, a job well done from Mendy.
Jolie, and you were talking about this battle before. You look very smug right there.
No, as I said, to stop him, you're going to have to take a yellow. He's not an easy person to stop. He has the pace and the power, and obviously Mendy's done that so far. But playing as half against Traore with a yellow card could be difficult.
Definitely. How would you fare in that situation?
Pass him on. Pass him on to someone else. Nathan, he's coming.
Of that though, Nathan as well, I know it's only 45 minutes, but it seems to have just kind of very, very easily relaxed into the team.
And as a defender, that's what you want. You don't want to recognise him. We don't want to be coming off this pitch talking about this, that and the other. You just, he played, yeah, that's a good thing that you haven't noticed anything that he's done, because he's making all the right decisions and in all the right places.
So looking into the second half, like I've been told that Wolves' new signing Silva is warming up, so could make an appearance in the second half. More of the same, I'm guessing, from you, Sean, and maybe the introduction of Torres or maybe another attacking threat in Mahrez.
Yeah, I think it's important, like Jolien said, that especially at the back, that the concentration levels are high, because when you're not doing stuff, sometimes to get that concentration switched on at the right time, you could be a little bit delayed. So I think once that's right and our focus, I think we're still going to dominate the game and we're still going to create chances.
Now, I know that my prediction looks bang on, but all of our predictions are still up there. But I'm going to say, if it comes out 3-0, then I'll take it. I said 3-1. If we don't concede a goal, then I'll put my hands up and I'll say, all right, I got that one wrong. I don't mind it. But De Bruyne penalty, Foden scoring as well. I just need one more and I've got it bang on.
It bodes well. It bodes well. Well, come join us at full time to see if one of our predictions was correct, and if it wasn't, then we won't talk about it. And then we'll get into the rest of the game as well. Enjoy the second half. Come on, City.